Hello everyone and welcome. This is going to be a short tutorial on how to farm old shells and saltpeter, and particularly you can get those around the Cold War ruins areas. There's a lot of places you can get them from on the map, and the particular area I like to go to is going to be down here in the Channels province. I like to fast travel to this bivouac here, and we're specifically going to go to this Cold War ruins site once we grab a helicopter from where we're located. Now, the crafting of the old shells, you use it for rockets, and you use it for Mark II frag grenades. And if you look here, go to your crafting, here are your rockets where you're going to need those old shells, and here are your frag grenades that you're going to need. These are the Mark IIs. Now the Mark Is you don't need them for, but your radius of your explosion is a lot smaller. I don't particularly ever use the Mark Is. I kind of stay away from using frag grenades at all times. I stick to rocket launchers and C4 charges. But if you use the grenades, which a lot of people do, or there's a lot of missions you'll need them for, again, you'll need these old shells. Secondly, you're going to need saltpeter, and saltpeter specifically is used for the C4 charge Mark IIs. Now, I don't really use the C4 Mark Is because they're such a small radius of the explosion area, but the C4 Mark II I use a lot, especially when I'm on mission, or if I need to blow myself up for any reason, or several other reasons. But again, the Mark IIs are the ones I use, and so you're going to need saltpeter to craft these. Now, each one of these also uses explosive materials, and I showed in a different tutorial that you're welcome to watch at any time how to get tons and tons of those. If you notice, I have well over 15,000 explosive materials, so I don't think I'm going to be running out of those at any time soon. So again, back to this area. This is going to be in the Channels province. This is going to be this bivouac right here, and then I'm going to be heading over to this Cold War ruins site. So let's get to it. I'm going to open the bivouac. I'm going to go ahead and grab me a helicopter. That's the only reason I need it. The helicopter you use doesn't really actually matter. I would recommend you use such a smaller helicopter like this one, the Overseer. I kind of like this one the best. It's got the best maneuverability. It's small. It can be quiet. And this one also has the rocket launchers on it. So we're going to go over here to this Cold War ruin site. We're going to go next to these steel drums. We're going to kind of park in the north or the higher location, and we're going to just run around the site looking for those items. Now be cautious when you do land over here. There are a couple guys that like to walk around on the rooftops. Let's take a look and see if we can see those real quick, and they will spot you. So there's one guy there, and there's probably another guy on this one. Okay, so we can take those guys out pretty quick and easy. I'll just zoom in on him and give him a little headshot. If you notice, he was starting to look at me, and then when I get over there, I can actually take this guy out. I can probably go ahead and take him out now. Okay, he's done. Now, the way you're going to be able to find these items to craft, you're going to have to look at your little mini map on the right-hand side. If you notice, I'm looking at my mini map. I can see the helicopter is located over there on the small mini map on the right. So if you see the little white dots, if you haven't looked before and seen how to find items that are on the ground, this is how to do so. I'm just going to find these little items. I'm going to look over, and I'm going to run right into these little white circles, and I just picked up one of the items that was in an austral pine. I don't know entirely what that's used for, but it's a craftable item. Some mushrooms, pick those up. Again, we're specifically looking for the old shells and the saltpeter, which there is a lot here. So I'm going to run over each item as I can. So there's some saltpeter there I just picked up. There's some more saltpeter here I just picked up. And unfortunately, even though it shows 3 in the picture, you're only getting 1 at a time. I kind of don't like that. I wish the game would have had 3 if you see 3. But, however, I can do this. I can rinse, wash, and repeat. If you notice, there's some old shells there and some old shells there. So there's actually 2 sets of old shells here. Same thing with the picture. It shows that there's 3 old shells in the picture, but you're only picking up 1 at a time. Again, I don't like that, but that's how the game works. There's some saltpeter. So if you notice, I'm picking up old shells and saltpeter. Okay. They're kind of hard to see in the tall grass. There's some right there I just went by us. There we go, some old shells. And some more saltpeter. Some old shells. I missed one back here. Some metal parts, which of course you can use that for crafting just about anything. I'll come up here. There's a few more. You can follow this path however you like. You don't have to follow the directions I go. You do want to stay kind of closer to the Cold War ruins. There's some more old shells. You see the ruins are there. There are some items over there. We can check and see if they're actually old shells and saltpeter. I don't think they are. I know there's saltpeter and old shells here and then here. But when you get farther out like this, sometimes you're actually too far away. This is kind of nice. There's some old shells there and some old shells there. That's good. Okay. But now that we're getting particularly farther out here, there's some old shells. This item is eluding me. There we go, metal parts. That's why I couldn't see it. But if you look, you see I'm going to head way over here, and unfortunately when I get too far away from the ruins, these are just going to be mushrooms. Well, you can pick them up if you want, but I need to get back over to the ruins because I'm here for a purpose. Alright, since I've taken all these on the north end of the ruins, I'm going to actually follow closer to the ruins because you can see some there marked. And I'm going to go around to these. Little protein. Delicious. Alright, some mushrooms, and then, let's see, more items. There is a guy up here that I've somehow marked. You don't really have to kill these people. They don't really care that you're there. They don't see you because they're looking the other direction. But just for good measure, I put a bullet in his head. Come back around this side, stay close to the ruins. If you notice, there's some more popping up. Okay, a row of nuts. Yeah, those are actually good to pick up because they're the really heavy, I guess, sugars or proteins that you have to do for crafting. And then we've gotten everything. I don't need the intel, and I don't need what's in the box. I'm not interested in those. Like I said, I've got a purpose. I'm here for old shells and saltpeter. It does take a little time to run around looking for these items. We're going to come out here and get some saltpeter. I believe there's some more row of nuts and some metal parts here. There we go. Back close to the ruins. There's some more saltpeter. Keep running around the fence line here. Mushrooms, more mushrooms. I don't really use those. These guys are over here, but yeah, they're not really bothering me, and I'm not bothering them, so I can just keep on about my business. I'm going to go all the way around the front, and I'm going to kind of link up back to where I initially started from. There are a few items that I can still pick up. Right along this fence line. More protein right there, if I want it. I couldn't see where he went. There he is. Stop running from me. Alright, go back here. Pick up what I came for. Saltpeter. Some more saltpeter. A row of nuts. And I'll go collect that protein that I just took care of. And that's it. I'm basically back where I started from. If you notice, there's nothing really on the ground anymore. I've already picked up everything over here. So what I'll do at this point is I will go ahead and take myself down. We'll do a restart. All those items after the restart will actually respawn. And you'll be able to collect them again. It's the rinse, wash, and repeat philosophy. About 10 seconds of loading, and we'll come right back. Now, it sometimes does kick us way down the side of the mountain, which is no big deal. We just run back over to the Cold War ruins. But this put me in a pretty easy place here. Okay, so I'm going to look on the ground again. Look on my little mini map. It actually shows all the different items that are in the ground that I can find. And I just have to run over them again. And mushrooms aren't really useful. Okay, don't forget, there's some snipers. They've respawned also. Take him out. There's another one way over there, but I'm not going to have to worry about him just yet. There's some old shells. More shells. More shells, more shells. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to follow the same pattern. This, if you look at the map, it's technically a clockwise pattern. I'm going to follow it again. There's some old shells, some metal parts. Some more shells. Okay, there's our other guy. He's starting to see me. I'm going to go ahead and take him out. Okay. Go back down here by the drums. That's a mushroom, not particularly of use. Metal parts, definitely need those for crafting stuff. Back up to the top here. This is kind of where we landed the helicopter earlier. Metal parts. Old shells. More old shells. There we go. There's a little bacon. Delicious. Run back where I was. Now this guy's no longer on the rooftop. He's actually down here. And we just take him out real quick because he's kind of in our way. We're going to run back around the front here. Now earlier there was saltpeter here, now it's just metal parts and the Aroa nuts. Sometimes it does happen, it doesn't exactly spawn where it used to have spawned before, but they will respawn in most cases. I'm going to run back around the front. I see this one way out here. I'm not sure if it's too far away to be something I need, but we'll check it out anyway. Well, there you go, some metal parts. We can use those. Mushrooms, not really of use. There is a guy right here. If he sees you, he'll spot you. Let's go ahead and just take him out. He's got an intel, so he doesn't die right away unless you do a headshot on him. And I don't really need the intel, so I'll just get rid of him. I could have just run past him if I wanted to, and he never really would have seen me. Could have gone invisible or used my panther spray or whatever. But I'm on a mission, and he was just a casualty. Run back around the front here. If you see, they pop up on my map as I get closer. And there goes some more bacon. Come back here. Delicious. Alright, grab some more of this. Saltpeter. I got whatever this austral pine does for us. I'm not sure. And Aroa nuts. And that's it. You rinse, wash, and repeat. If you notice, when I go back in my inventory and look, I think I started with 15 old shells. I now have 33 after doing this only twice, and I guess it took me probably about 5 minutes. So, yeah, there you go. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and thank you for watching.